The Cleveland Cavaliers are one team that has been up and down ever since the All-Star break. They're now the third seed in the Eastern Conference, right behind Milwaukee. The Cavs sit at 5-5 in their last 10 games, which is not what they need to be doing right now. There are many problems that are arising within this team and the organization itself. Many questions to be answered as well. The main problems that we'll be talking about is the questioning of JB Bickerstaff's rotations, the inconsistency on the offensive and defensive end, making free throws as a team, not getting bullied in the paint all the time, and actually playing and giving Sam Merrill the ball when he is on the three-point line. They need to find him at all costs. Without further delay, let's dive deeper into all of these problems and addressing how they should be fixed by playoff time. Starting with JB Bickerstaff's rotations, the main problem of his rotations are that he likes to play an 8-man rotation when the team is obviously a 10-man rotation in the regular season. He is going to end up driving these players to the ground in the regular season, and they won't have anything else left for the playoffs. The main problem of his rotations is his bench players. When George Niang's shot is not falling in the game, he is a huge negative for the team and needs to be on the bench. His minutes can easily be taken away from him and given to Sam Merrill, who is proven to literally be the best shooter in the NBA. He does not miss. Also with Caris LeVert, he is a very inconsistent player. When he's not doing well on the offensive end, he does not need to be getting 35 minutes a game. Those minutes should be spread out among Craig Porter Jr., Sam Merrill, and Dean Wade. When it comes to game time decisions, JB Bickerstaff continues to show no adjustments, even when they're down by a lot within the rotations. For example, when the 76ers and Cavs matched up, Caris LeVert had 4 points and was 1 for 11. And JB Bickerstaff decided to keep him in instead of getting a player like Sam Merrill in there who can easily swing a 9-point game within a few minutes. So if JB Bickerstaff can improve on his rotation decision making, that will open a lot of doors for this team and will continue to get them more wins rather than losses that should not be happening. This leads us into our next two problems: the inconsistency on the offensive and defensive end. The best example to use is last night's game versus the Knicks. The game started off great and it was going back and forth, and the Cavs kept it pretty close until midway through the second quarter. Then the Knicks completely took off and had a 9-point lead. The Cavs came back and were up 2 at halftime. Then going into the third, they kept going down by 9, catching up, going down by 9, catching up, and they kept doing this over and over again, which is really frustrating to watch, as they went from the 2023 Detroit Pistons at times, and then out of nowhere turned into the 2017 Warriors and didn't miss. The Cavs cannot afford to keep having games like this on the offensive end. They need to stay strong the entire time. And with the defensive end, this is what this team is known for. It is their identity. The defensive end is where they're supposed to shine, but this game they were letting the Knicks get anything they wanted. Sure, there were some shots that should not have gone in and were insanely contested, but at the end of the day, the defense just was not the same it was supposed to be. The aggression was not there. The energy was not there. If they can fix this offensive and defense inconsistency right here, this will continue to open up doors and will make them look formidable and hard to play. In the playoffs, consistency, experience, and great rotations is what wins you a series. And if they can honestly fix these 3 main points right here, they will finish as a 2 seed and will go at least to the second round. The next one is probably the most important one and has probably lost us a lot more games this season than you think. The problem is making free throws. This team has been really bad as of lately making free throws, and it's starting to get frustrating because these games we're losing, it's within 10 points. And if we're making our free throws like we haven't, then they could have been 2 3-point losses or even wins. The free throws are honestly losing us the games as much as the inconsistency on the offensive and defensive end itself. The saying free throws wins games is a real thing, because if you're not making free throws, that's a waste of a possession and great defense on the defensive end. Plus, come playoff time, free throws will probably be the most important shot you take. There's nothing more else to say about this, but they need to start making their free throws a lot more, and it's a huge outlier. The last two problems are probably the least important, but they are still affecting these losses, in which one of them is our bigs getting bullied in the paint by other bigs. It's starting to happen more and more often as well. With the Chicago Bulls game, Andre Drummond finished with 26 rebounds, and the Cavs got out-rebounded 38-72. This should not be happening while the Cavs have 2 of the most dominant bigs in the NBA. And this is exactly why the Cavs lost that series in the first round. Evan Mobley and Jarrett both got completely dominated by Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle on the glass. If they can fix this problem right here, Evan Mobley and Jarrett will both be borderline all-stars and will honestly be contending for a 1 seed. This last problem is another shot at JB Bickerstaff. In the last 5 games, Sam Merrill had not been getting any minutes, and then he finally gets his chance tonight and he hits 7 3-pointers. Bickerstaff needs to find a way to keep Sam Merrill on the court because he is the best shooter we have and is probably the best shooter in the NBA. He can easily swing a 12-point lead and will win us a game. Even last night against the Knicks, he led the team in scoring while coming off the bench. He had 7 threes and 21 points. He needs these minutes, and we cannot afford to have him sitting on the bench while he's shooting 45% from 3 on a really good volume. There's really not much more to say about the problems of this team because they're big, but they're easy to fix. This team has the right players, but the coaching needs to be fixed and the inconsistency on the offensive and defensive end at times needs to be fixed as well. This team will get too comfortable when they have a lead and it slips away every time. But if they keep their foot on the gas, that will not happen. But all of these problems addressed right here need to be fixed in order for this team to have success come playoff time. If they do not fix this, we may see another first-round exit. And if they're another first-round exit, we could possibly see Donovan Mitchell leaving and not extending with us, or somebody else getting traded away.